I have felt the need to explore this practice of surrender, of letting go in the sort of last few months. There's two really good books. One, David R. Hawkins, Letting Go, The Pathway of Surrender. And a classic by Michael A. Singer is The Untethered Soul. And both sort of have the same concept, that if we're able to let go of our past experiences, and not go to the mind for advice, instead sort of just focus on the present moment and go with our intuition, then life will flow better and we're no longer resisting life and what's happening to us, causing us less suffering and more joy. Sounds good to me. So I'm going to split this into two practices. I'm going to record a meditation that you can use. I'll videotape it, upload it to YouTube, and then you can just listen to it audio. You don't need to watch me sit and meditate. Really, really powerful practice. It might bring up a lot of things for you. It might feel tough, but it's so beneficial. So let's get started. We'll just start with a sort of a movement practice for warming up to let go. And then, so about 15 minutes, and then we'll stop and I'll record the meditation about 10 minutes. So 25 minutes. So let's get started. Just come on to your mat. And you're just going to tip your head to the right, your hips to the left, and then the opposite direction. Just starting to stretch and feel into your body. Push up into cat-cow, and exhale, and just push into your body, up and down, spine reaching for the mat, and then for the ceiling and the sky. Just be careful with your body, really honour where you're at today. Small or big movements, maybe you skip some of them if it doesn't feel right to you, if you've got an injury. Just noticing where you are, so side to side again. And then just making a little S shape with your spine. So you're moving hips, moving shoulders. Just getting the fluid moving in the body, warming it up. You're just going to come up onto your fingertips and just stretch through the back of your shoulders, the top, behind the neck, and the tops of the shoulders, underneath the armpits. And then come down and just lift the fingertips if that feels okay. So stretching the wrist and the hands. And then down. And then just come down onto your forearms. And maybe all the way down. Stretching through the backs of your shoulders. Maybe your hips and your thighs and the backs of your hamstrings start to feel it. Now you can come up into downward facing dog if that feels better on your hands and your arms. Otherwise you can come into dolphin, and you can come into dolphin with straight arms, so wrists and elbows in line, or you can just interlace your fingers and make a fist. Tucking your toes, lifting your hips, dropping your head, letting all the goodness, all the blood come into the brain and face. Good for anti-aging. Good for brain function, good for shifting our perspectives. So here, if you want to, you can press into your heels and up onto your tiptoes and just create a little movement, stretch in the calves and the legs. If you're in downward dog, you can do the same thing. Then you're just going to take your knees nice and wide, coming into a wide-legged child's pose. Any feelings that come up, I want you to honour them. I want you to sit with them. If it's frustration, annoyance, if it's happiness, if it's freedom, just let it be there. And just sit with it. Come up onto your hands and knees. You're just going to take your right hand underneath your left armpit, come onto your shoulders. And just stretching through the backs of the shoulders, being gentle with the neck, extending through the arm. And come back that arm, left hand underneath the right armpit. Breathing. You're going to come up into downward dog once you come back onto hands and knees now. So tuck your toes, lift your knees. You're going to take your right foot through, back knee down. Inhale, all the way up. So if you feel unstable here, you can support yourself with your hands. You can use blocks to keep you steady. You don't need to lift all the way up. If you're up and you're feeling a little unsteady, you can squeeze your thighs together. You can really press down with the right foot and the back and the top of the left foot. You're going to reach out with your left hand and back with your right. Inhale up. Exhale, you're going to take your hands around the front foot and step forward. So however you get there is absolutely fine. You're going to come into flat back, so you're going to extend up through the backs, the shoulders, and exhale, come down. So Uttanasana is one of my favourite poses for letting go. So take the opposite elbows if that feels nice, or you might take your feet a bit closer together and hold on to the backs of your legs. I'm going to be here for a couple of breaths. You're going to breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. So breathing in, out. Breathing in and out. Last time, breathing in and out. You're going to roll the spine, come all the way out. Your head's going to be the last thing to come up. It's going to come up directly on top of your spine. You're going to reach up, up. Exhale, you're going to come all the way down. You're going to step back with your right foot, back knee down. You're going to inhale up, breathe. Feel the connection with the earth as you reach for the sky. Going in that divine energy. And take your right hand forward, left hand back, stretch. And reach up. This time coming all the way back into child's pose. So take your front knee and foot, bring it beside the other, and stretch out if this is comfortable for you. If it's not, you can sit on your bottom, just have a rest with your eyes closed. This time you're going to reach up into Bali. So you're going to come up onto your knees if that's comfortable for you, reaching up. Exhale, seal down, so really concentrate on holding your middle. Your little fingers and your bottom even touch at the same time. And then you're going to crawl through. So you might just come forward on your hands and knees, or you might crawl through to baby cobra. Inhale up. Exhale, child's pose. You're going to inhale up, bum, reaching. Exhale to seal. Inhale, draw through. And exhale. Child's pose. Last time, inhale. Breathe in through your nose, maybe out through the mouth. In. And out. And come onto your knees, and then just take your knees to the side of your body. It doesn't matter which side. You're going to take the opposite hand up, reach up, and then you're going to reach over towards your legs. Breathe. Reach up and just take your knees to the other side. Up, 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 up. Exhale. Opening different parts of the body, getting the blood flowing. So it's up to you. Now you can come into a wide-legged child's pose. You can get a couple of cushions maybe. And just place them between your knees. You can use your bolster if you've got one. And you're just going to extend down and breathe here. Feel the blood flowing through your body, your connection to the earth. Good one for a slow morning practice when you're feeling a little tired and you know you're going to sit and meditate. You're going to sit and use a process of letting go. So when we say we have a yoga practice, and say you go to an hour's yoga class and you come out feeling blissful. The theory is we let go of some tension. So maybe a day's worth, maybe a week's worth, depending on the practice. When we let go and we start the process, we start it with meditation maybe. And we can start doing it whenever we feel an uncomfortable feeling. So we start doing it almost always. We start noticing our feelings, we start sitting with them, we start allowing them to be there, and then we let them go. And then we start to feel lighter and lighter, and so our yoga practice, which includes this practice of letting go and surrender, becomes 24 hours a day, and it eventually allows us to release all of our tension. And as we gather more, we let it go, and so we don't have this huge build-up, triggers and things that irritate us and frustrate us, and all these things that cause our suffering because we're really attached, to these feelings that we're holding on to. Okay, so if that's really comfortable for you and you want to keep doing that, do that. If you want to lie on your back for Shavasana for a couple of minutes, do that. And then I'd really encourage you to listen to the next practice, the meditation of letting